Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my Facebook page, and follow me on Instagram. I heard you have a goalkeeping academy in the northeast. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I think you was at the you actually was one of our I think you was at one of our south ones, right? I think we did a couple of camps, been to a couple of sessions, so that went really well. We're going to be in the south. We're going to be focusing more on like summer camps and that kind of stuff. But we've partnered up with the Northeast Academy. It is the Newcastle Elite Academy. It's run by Rob Elliott, of course, of Newcastle fame. He's a Newcastle keeper, and it's been going for a while. And to be honest, the quality of it is unbelievable. So as I say, it's run by Rob Elliott, and also the goalkeeping coach up there is Jason Miller. They're running weekly sessions, and as well as a BTEC program and holiday camps. So if you haven't heard of it, or if you're up north or close enough to Newcastle, definitely give Newcastle Elite Academy or One Glove Newcastle Elite Academy a Google and have a look. We're also on social media, so if you look us up on social, you'll come across. Definitely worth a follow. And as I say, we're also working a bit more stuff down south, more summer camp focused, and we'll have some news on that closer to the time. But yeah, you've been on a couple of camps, right? What did you think?
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was high quality. Yeah. The ball launcher there as well, which was really fun. First time I've ever used it or tried to save a shot from it, and it's unbelievable how you don't realise it from the side or from behind. It doesn't actually look that fast. When you're standing in goal and the ball's coming at you, it's so fast, and it's really hard to deal with.
Yeah, we're quite close to those guys. Which is why they're on our coaching and stuff. And I think Newcastle Elite, I'm pretty sure, I've got a couple of machines themselves. That machine is crazy. Like, it goes up to 80 miles an hour.
But you can put a spin on it, and because you can adjust one side to a higher speed and then the other to a low, and it spins out. It's
so good. You can do in swingers, out swingers, chips, dips, knuckleballs. The knuckleballs are mental because they're so hard to replicate. I mean, obviously there's a lot of value in coaching, of course, but there's only so many times you can kick a ball without getting tired, or how many coaches can replicate a Ronaldo knuckleball over a wall? I don't know, but the machine can. So exactly. So it can do that 200, 300 times and not get tired. So in terms of a coaching setup or a system, it's a really good product to complement a coach. Obviously, it doesn't replace the coaches, but it basically elevates the coaching setup to just a whole new level.
And I definitely find even with the ball launcher, to use it for 5 minutes, it's fun. It adds a bit of fun to the session. It's a challenge as well.
It's something different as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't get that often or anything like that. So
yeah. And I think there's I've seen a lot of pros in lockdown actually have been purchasing and using them. I think Pickford's got one. I've definitely seen a couple more. I can't remember off the top of my head who, but there's definitely been pro goalkeepers picking them up for their own lockdown training, which I guess is really beneficial. But guys, if you haven't seen it, check them out. There's such a good product.
Yeah, I saw
literally ball launcher. Just Google ball launcher, you'll see it.
What are your plans for the future of the One Glove company?
Just keep doing what we're doing, I guess. I think every year we get bigger and bigger, and both domestically in the UK and also internationally. I think in the UK, like I said earlier, I mean it's hard to go anywhere now and not see a pair of our gloves or someone who knows about us. So we're pretty much a household UK name now. Like, we are, in my opinion, we are the UK independent alternative brand that is leading the way in terms of providing a pro grade product at a third of the price of other brands. So I think we've kind of ticked that off for the UK, and we'll keep that going. And then I think obviously internationally is a big push for us. We've opened up locally in Australia. We've got an Australian website, theoneglove.com.au. That's all stored and shipped locally there. It's not from a fulfillment center or anything like that. It's literally in Brisbane, in Australia, ready to go locally. And then and stuff like that. We're looking at much more markets really, just to expand into and grow internationally. Everyone, you know, of course, I'm biased, but I think everyone should be wearing one glove. I think everyone deserves to have a high quality product for a price that they can afford, and not just the pros. You know, of course, you know, I love the pros, but they're pro goalkeepers, so they get unlimited free gloves. You know, but they're for keepers like yourself, and Sunday league to lower leagues. You know, it can be quite a costly hobby or profession to pursue, especially for mum and dad. So I think that's really the objective. Really, is just put quality gloves in as many people's hands as possible, and just kind of open their eyes to what's out there. And then I guess the last one would just be the coaching setup. I mentioned we're trying to up north. Of course, we've got the Newcastle Elite Academy, to check that out, and then we're looking to do summer camps. Maybe not this year, but we're looking to do summer camps back down south. And then finally, just adding maybe one or two more familiar faces in the pro setup to the brand. Of course, I can't say names, but you definitely recognise them. So hopefully you'll be seeing them soon. And that's probably it, I think.
Everyone knows the One Glove company in England. Like any goalkeeper I talk to, they've got at least a pair of One Glove, and anyone. Some people don't, but like anyone I talk to that's a goalkeeper has heard of the One Glove and knows what they do and what they are. So
it's good. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. We need to take that to worldwide now.
I just want to say well done, because I mean you've grown the company a lot, and it's you're doing great.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, and likewise to your YouTube channel, to be honest, because that's growing and growing. Now, I would hope everyone who's watching is subscribed, but if not, you should do. But I think you're like 33,000 subs now at the moment.
Yeah, about that, I think. Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive, but the content you put up's really good, so I'm not surprised. I mean, I can only see it getting bigger, to be honest. I mean, how old are you now at the moment? Are you what there? 10 or 11?
11 in June.
So 33,000 subs at 10 years old. Let's say 11 years old. 33,000 subs is pretty impressive. So I can only imagine it's going to get bigger and bigger as you get older.
Yeah, I'm going for the 100k to get the first play button.
I'll get there in no time.
It's a big step yet, but that's what I'm hoping to get to eventually.
You'll get there in no time, I'm
sure. A long way
100%.
until there.
What is your favourite glove at the moment in terms of our range, or that we've ever done, or that you've owned? What's your favourite?
It's quite an old glove. I don't know if it's my favourite, but I like these. It's quite an old design of glove, but I think they're quite comfy, and I love a negative cut glove personally. So they're really good. So I can't really choose a favourite, to be honest, because they're all so good.
It's a good problem to have, to be honest. It's not a bad thing. Like, So you like a neg cut then? I'm assuming is that like your go-to cut, or
favourite? I like the shape, because like I've got quite a wide hand and my fingers aren't that long, and I find that a negative cut fits that better. I find that I enjoy wearing a negative cut more, and it feels better. But I find that if I wear like a hybrid neg and roll, I catch a bit better.
I'd say I like
the frostbites.
I mean, me personally, I've got quite skinny thing. Similar to yourself, maybe. I've got quite a sizable palm. I'm a size 9, so normal size. But I've got quite skinny fingers, so for me, a neg cut or a kind of negative hybrid is good for me, because I really like it just to hug the fingers. I really like, my favourite cut now at the moment is something we call the SL cut. So it's basically, it's like, I've got an example here actually. So it's like, if you can see that, it's basically like negative like 75% of the way up, and then it goes into a neg roll at the top. So you get this nice kind of tight fitting at the bottom, but then at the key touch points on the ball, you know, obviously the fingertips are the most important part. It flares out and you get a bit more latex coverage.
Yeah.
And then of course it's neg roll, it's even tighter. So I don't know, it's just for me, for someone with, you know, skinny hands, it's just, it feels really nice, and it also pre-curves a little bit as well with is the nature of that cut. So I like stuff that's claw-like and pre-curved and tight, basically. So that's my favorite cut at the moment. I don't know if I showed that. That's another sample. I've actually got loads of samples to show you. Actually, we might as well crack on with them. Actually, I completely forgot. So many gloves. So you got the Slayer Light Arc Wolf. Here was a really bad sample that came out from the first one. Didn't quite come out. Couldn't get the pattern right.
Yeah.
There's one example there. What else have we got? We've got, you've seen the nebulas, the fouled nebulas. We've gone through them.
Yeah.
I've seen the EJ1, of course. That didn't get released. We've got this. We tried like a white and grey glove.
Oh,
It's got a similar kind of space pattern from the Geos.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think of that, but again, me personally, it wasn't for me. There's a better look at it. You see that? I mean, it's not terrible. But
no, I was gonna say I think it looks alright, to be honest.
Yeah, just wasn't up to my standards at least. But maybe I'm just too much.
Quite wide on the fingers, like each finger has quite a lot of room. It looks like.
So this cut is the Hyla cut. So this is like it's a hybrid cut we do. It's quite popular for pros actually. I'd probably say most of our pros use this cut. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so it's it's a stitchless roll finger at the bottom. It's kind of like a flat. That gives you a really nice contact with the ball, and then it goes into a roll finger at the top. And again, that's similar to the SL cut I just showed you, but more flared out. So what it does is it just kind of gives you a nice claw shape, and then it just really sucks in the ball into these flat areas, and then the roll kind of wraps around it nicely, and you get a lot of good latex coverage on the ball. Yeah. To be honest, this was my favorite cut before the SL, but again, I've got super skinny fingers, so the SL cut was just a little bit better for me. But this is a really popular cut with not just pros, but on retail in terms of sales. People really like this cut. One interesting thing actually, which I forgot to show you, is kind of going back to the samples and talking about pros, is people always ask, you know, are the gloves that the pros wear the same gloves? You know, am I getting the same glove? And the answer is yes. You know, every single material or feature that is on our gloves is exactly what the pros are being used, but you do get little differences. So, for example, this is David Rayer's Pure Edition. He's at Brentford. So you can see that's the Pure. Yeah. But you can see the strap's slightly different. So he's got the rubber tab on the end, but it's a traditional latex strap. You see that? So there's no mid-split and there's no printing window. It's just traditional latex strap. That's what he likes. And also cut-wise, we don't actually sell this as a hybrid, but it's a hybrid that he likes. It's kind of two flat middles and then kind of rolled outers. That's what he likes.
That does look completely different to if you compare them. So and
so that's just what he likes.
Strap as well. Like you got like the
exactly. I mean, if you compare that, you can see different
and then like the mid split as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's just what he prefers. I mean, it's still the latex and the features are still exactly the same what you guys would buy. It's just a different combination. But likewise, so I'm going to go to Jordan Archer now, who's Fulham. Yeah. So he, again, Pure. So he has a mid split, but it's a traditional latex. So there's no printing window and there's no rubber strap. Yeah. So the pros have all these tiny little details that they just prefer. You know, everyone's got their own preference and what they like. So he's got the mid split, but with a normal printing window and no rubber tab. And then cut wise, he has the SL cut that I showed you earlier. Oh yeah. So you see how it goes negative and then it neg roll on the top. Yeah. So that's his preference. And then now I'm going to bring you on to Jason Luteweiler, who's at Blackburn. Again, Pure. Yeah. He's just got a pure normal strap, so no rubber, no mid split, nothing, just normal strap. Yeah. And then cut wise, he's got the Hyla cut, so pretty much the retail model more or less, but with
just
a
the
different strap.
Is a bit different.
Yeah, and then last example I've got is Bartosz Białkowski. He's a Millwall, so his is literally the retail model. So you've got the mid split strap, you've got all the rubber strap on there, you've got all the embossing, all the detailing, you've got the Hyla cut, the X wrap around there. Yeah. So that's just, I think it's a really good example of how, you know, the gloves that you buy are exactly what the pros are wearing. It's just little tweaks that they have from a personal preference that make different. I think it's really interesting. I guess another question for you is how you keep busy during lockdown, other than football or training at least. What are you doing to pass the time? Probably a lot of Fortnite, I reckon, though.
Yeah. Well, I've been learning. I've been doing skipping. I've been doing some workouts with my mum in the morning, and we actually ordered a spin bike, and I've been on that quite a bit today.
Skipping's really good for fitness.
Yeah,
Like, actually, unbelievable. How are you at the moment? Any good, or when you first start, it's really frustrating and almost embarrassing to a degree.
You can't get it right.
You can't. But once it clicks, it's and then it's fine.
Yeah, I'm doing over 100 now. And
nice.
Also, I'm doing some juggling as well, so that's like hand-eye coordination and stuff.
Cool, you are keeping busy, yeah. Anything else? Wasn't expecting this answer. It's like a shopping list of stuff.
Football is quite a lot. Been going on bike rides as well.
Yeah. Do you live somewhere where you've got like a lot of open space or a lot of a lot of areas where you can do that? Yeah.
Country, and we've got like quite a few lanes that lead into different places. So yeah, it's good.
Nice. Thanks a lot for your time. It was really good, and thanks to everyone else that joined. It's good to answer your questions, and hopefully we can do more stuff like this. Really, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you for all your information and insights and gloves and stuff like that. It's been good.
No worries. All right. Cheers, mate. Keep safe, yeah?
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Gonna cut off a minute. Thank you for watching the live video. Hope you found that interesting. Yeah, thank you for watching.